Hey everyone, just a quick video. I wanted to do a transmission fluid change on the CVT 1.5T, and it's a Honda CRV. 4 liters of transmission fluid. Actually, it's asking for 4.5, but I'm going to do with 4, and I'll show you guys later on how I'm going to do that. Need the washers, and that's pretty much all you really need, other than the funnel to get down into that area right there. You see that right there where it says HCF-2? Let me see if we can focus on that. HCF-2 right there. That's the plug that you have to take out. That way you can fill it up again. So I'm gonna make sure I can take that off first. Always do that, because there's no point in draining if you can't take that off, right? And you should take that off first to relieve the pressure. So I'm gonna do that. Be right back. So before I do this, I'm gonna go in and just clean the area first. If you can see, that the plug is actually a little bit dirty, and all around there's a little bit of dust and whatnot on these parts or whatever, right? So I'm just gonna clean it. And the reason why, obviously, is if you take that plug out, you don't want any debris, any like dust particles, you know, sand particles, whatever that goes into the oil, and that's obviously bad, right? So, and that's really the reason why you want to make sure that your engine compartment is nice and clean. That way, you know, places like this, you see that, all that crud, right? That can easily get into the transmission or the engine oil, you know, so you really want to keep your areas clean. And I'm gonna wipe that before I loosen that off. All right, I've already taken off the pan for the undercarriage. So there's the 9 bolts right there. I've done other videos with oil change on this car and the Civic, so it's very common. It's just these bolts. These are quickly release, and these ones are just Phillips. Right, so easy. I'm gonna do you know, pretty much a condensed version, only because there's obviously other videos out there on this ATF transmission change already, right? So but if you guys do have questions, just let me know. I'll answer them all. It might be a little bit hard to see, but under the engine now, here's the regular oil filter. The drain bolt for the regular oil is right here, and then you got this, which is some part of the exhaust, and then you got the transmission right here, right? So in here, if you guys look, there's a bolt right here with a square well, anyways, it's just your ratchet basically goes into there, right? So that's the drain plug, and up in here is the oil checker, right? So basically you're supposed to use this to sort of tell the level, but because I'm actually jacked up and it's not completely flat, I'm not going to be using this. All right, so I'm going to show you guys a different way to do it. Other YouTubers has done it this way before, and seems a little bit safer, only because my car is not level. Okay, so I'm going to use that procedure, and I'll show you guys shortly. All right, so hopefully you guys can see that. So I'm going to carefully take this out. Make sure that you have a drain pan ready, and I really don't want to drop the bolt in there, so just gonna slowly do this. As you can see, it's already dripping. There it goes.
Nice. I do have the bolt in my hand.
Right, as you can see, that's what I wiped off of the magnetic drain bolt. So that's probably, you know, metallic particles, right? Right, and here's the oil that I drained out. You know, although it looks dark, it's not that bad for 40,000 kilometers. So I am changing it early, right? So here's what I'm going to be doing. I'm going to be matching the level of what I drained out using that clean container. These containers are available from Costco. I think six of these for like 20 bucks or something, right? So it's very, very cheap. They're good. You know, they hold quite a bit, right? So I think they hold probably like 10 liters, right? So that's what I'm going to be doing. I'm going to be pouring the new stuff into here to match the level, right? Right, so I've already poured 3 of these bottles in, right? So this is the 4th bottle. You can only do this if things are very clean, obviously, right? This container here that I'm pouring into is actually brand new, right? So it is clean. So that's the 4th liter, and that's pretty even. So what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to put it side by side and just making sure that it's super even. So that's where that is. It's quite even. I might have to break out the 5th bottle, but if I can help it, I'm not gonna, because believe it or not, each of these bottles are actually, these bottles from Honda is $28 plus tax now, which is crazy. That's like highway robbery, right? So the reason why I'm doing this by myself is because I want to do the transmission fluid change early. 40,000 kilometers, and you can see that's black. That's pretty dark, actually. When it came out, it's not as dark as my oil is after, you know, 5,000-6,000 kilometers, which is surprising. 5,000-6,000 kilometers on this turbo engine is the regular engine oils gets really dark already. Okay, so I'd rather change my CVT oil early because even though I don't drive the car hard, the CR-V is a heavy car with a small turbo engine, and you know, generates quite a bit of heat, and the transmission fluid gets probably worn pretty fast, right? So I'm gonna just make sure that these are too even, and then I'm gonna pour this into the fill plug, but I'm gonna show you my funnel too. I don't have to make a long funnel because I didn't actually go buy one. So show you what I'm gonna do. Another viewpoint. So because I'm doing it this way, right, I have a lid for it, right? So if you guys have bottles, that works as well, but anyways, I'm doing it this way because this is the 2 similar container or exact same containers that I have. So if you guys have a, you know, a big jug or something that is completely clean, then you can use that too, right? I just wanted to do a quick thing on the funnel. So basically, I have this is paper. It's a 12 by 18 inch sheet, and it's brand new, so it's pretty clean. Maybe a little bit of dust on there, but there's no worse than, let's say, a funnel that's been lying around for a while, right? So the idea is that you just want to roll it. Don't want to put it on the engine because the engine is completely clean, but let's see. Butterfingers tonight. I'm gonna roll it. The tip actually has to be pretty tight. If that's too tight, then you can actually just cut it and it becomes bigger, right? But you want to have one that is quite narrow like that. And I just have this piece of vinyl tape here. And just tape it, and you got yourself a nice funnel. This one might be a little bit not big enough on the top. So all I need is another sheet and I wrap it and make it big, right? So it'll go all the way up and I have a big, nice spout to pour it in. Of course, you guys can easily just buy one, but this won't be a DIY video if I just bought that part too, right? So fancy funnel. All right, so I got my funnel in place. It's nice and secure. It's held in by the engine actually, and the air box and whatnot. So it's nice and secure. So I'm gonna be slowly pouring this stuff in. Brake, it's going in. I've already tightened the bolt, the bottom drain bolt. As you can see, it's in there, perfect. And look underneath that. I'm sure there's no dripping everywhere, so that's good. All right, so there you go. That's it. All done. So while I have you guys, I'm just going to show you this drain bolt, or the fill bolt. So there's this little tab there. It's probably just a piece of vinyl to say that it's the HCF-2 fluid. And this thing is actually just simply rubber. So you really just pull it out and that's it. So very interesting how it's just a piece of rubber. Right, so I'm going to put that back in and lower the car, make sure that there's nothing leaking, clean the bottom of the car, and then go for a test drive. All right, so just a quick note about the cleanup. I always use the same rag that has a little bit of, whether it be oil or transmission fluid, it doesn't really matter. It's not really going to hurt. It's just really basically just to keep the engine compartment clean. These hoses, and gently just wipe it, and it basically captures some of the dust that you really don't want in your engine compartment, if you can help it, right? Obviously, you're not going to eat off here, but the thing is, the more dust there is, the harder it is to do maintenance when you need to. And if you do bring it into shops, basically they're not gonna have that care, right? They're just gonna do it. I mean, if they get a little bit of dust or sand particles or little rocks that fall into the engine, they don't care, right? So if you keep the engine clean, then that's gonna prevent that from happening. Okay, so again, after you're done, just take 5 minutes, whether 5 to 10 minutes or whatever, just to sort of wipe in the area gently. You don't want to dislodge anything, but just gently wipe, and that way it does keep the engine looking nice and shiny too as well, right? So if you see any dust particles or anything, if you have a vacuum, you can vacuum it. Probably best not to use a compressor, and I'd stay away from spraying water into here too as well. So simply just nice and clean, right? So you see it's nice and clean here. Near the headlights, there's some dust. All right, so there you go. So there's no leaking oil or anything, so that's good sign. I'm gonna lower the car now, and I already put on the bottom cover, and I'll see you guys on the road. All right, so far so good. I'm just gonna take it easy around the block a little bit, just to make sure that everything's good. And yeah, I just wanted to talk a little bit about the economics about changing your own transmission fluid. I'm doing it because the last time I needed to do a transmission fluid, I was quoted like $250 or $300 or something, and you know, that's fine. But I thought, okay, well, I'll just do it myself and then possibly save some money. But yeah, only the HCF-2 oil was 4 bottles was like $120 basically, including tax. 120, you know, a little bit over that, right? 124 maybe. So that's crazy. I mean, how much would it cost for me to get them to change it then, right? It would be like $300-400. I mean, I get it, things have gotten expensive, labor is expensive and everything, but man, it seems a little bit gouging. I don't know. Anyways, so far so good. It took me the same amount of time it takes me to change oil, like regular engine oil. So that's not bad. Everything's good so far. So yeah, I didn't want to do a too long a video, but if you guys have any questions, let me know. There's other videos out there for changing this engine's transmission fluid already, so you know, mine is not the only one, right? So, but if you guys do have any questions, let me know. I just wanted to share some of the findings that I've found and what I'm doing. And like I said, if you guys can't get your car to completely level on, you know, 4 points, then do the 2 bottle trick that I used, right? So that's a pretty good trick. And anyways, you guys have a great week ahead, and I shall talk to you soon. If you guys like the video, obviously subscribe and like and whatnot. I haven't really said that lately, but that does help the channel a lot, and that way I can make more videos and have a little bit more engagement. Talk to you soon. Take care.